How's it going, YouTube? I've got a bit of a job to do on the Volkswagen today. I've been meaning to do it for 3 years. It's been like it since the day I bought the van. Some gorilla had over tightened the sump plug, threaded it, and it's never tightened up ever since I've had the van, and it's been dripping oil, so I really need to get it fixed. What I've bought is one of the M15 repair kit. It's got an M15 times 1.5 tap in it and some sump plugs to go in the M15. In theory, the stripped out M14 of the Volkswagen Transporter that's in there already should tap out nicely to an M15. What I need to do then is move this and bring the van here. Right, took me a minute then to get out. Passenger side door lock's not very good, so it's not unlocking properly. I need to change that lock. Same as I did that one there. I had to come out of that door because obviously I'm tight up against that wall. I've got the repair kit. While we're at it, I'll change the oil filter. Obviously change the oil because we've got to drop it. It takes 5.8 litres of oil. I've got a 5 litre there and I've got some more there. I actually didn't need to buy any because I've got another can of it in my shed as well. I've got a bowl to capture my oil, so once I've put that oil in the engine, then this oil can go in there. Generally I'm making the job up as I go along, so what we'll do is we'll get it jacked up, get the old plug out, get the oil out, then have a look, shall we? Right, there we are. We're on the axle stands. I've put them on the subframe so it doesn't go anywhere. I've left the jack under as well. It's not taking any weight to the vehicle, it's just there because I never totally trust everything. Right, I've left my decent floodlight at work in my toolbox. I've got a little DeWalt torch. As you can see, everything under here is wet because it's been dripping from there. Honestly, I should be a bit embarrassed with myself leaving it 3 years before doing something about this. This oil leak is literally the sump plug. There it is, the offending item. That literally, you just keep on tightening it and it just spins and spins and spins because some great big ape has over tightened it and stripped it. So we need to take that out and get the oil out. That's the first job. Right, 19mm socket. Hopefully I can get this off without throwing it everywhere. We'll find out in a second. 5.8 litres, hopefully it'll fit in this bowl. We'll also find out in a second. Right, there we are, oil's out. It started raining now as well, which is always fun. Let's have a look at this repair kit, shall we? Right, so in the kit, we get an M15 by 1.5 tap. I've got a tap wrench in my toolbox, but that's at work. I've only got that little toolbox there, so we're going to have to kind of make it up as we go along. I'll use an adjustable spanner or something. We'll have a look in a minute. And then we've got some sump plugs. These are the M15 ones. They've given us a few. So let's see if we can tap this hole out now, shall we? Seems an 11mm spanner fits it okay. So as long as we keep it parallel as it goes in, at least we've got something to turn it with now. Right, so what I'll do is I'll just put it in first and see how it holds. It's a nice tapered tap, so it actually gets a good start anyway. So now, holding it parallel, I'll just turn it nice and slowly. When you're doing this, don't force it. If it gets to a stiff beat, just go back a little bit and then go forwards. Never force the taps. And we'll just keep going until it's gone all the way in. That's actually going in lovely and easy, that. Now it's got a good grip. It's pulling itself in and it's nice and solid and straight. So I'll just keep going with it. The oil that's still in there, that's just coming out steady, that should push out any bits of metal that's in there as well. I think that's far enough in now. We're into the full width of the tap, so we've got the proper thread in there. We'll wind it back out. There we are, it screws out nice and easy. And most of the swarf has stayed in the oil around the tap. So I'll just clean up the hole. And while I clean my hands, I'll leave that for a minute dripping, so any swarf that's in there, it'll push it out. And I'll get a bolt. Right, there we are, one of the new ones. Let's get that in there. Remember, new bolt, new thread. We don't want to do exactly the same that some idiot's done before and over tighten it. So on these, it's literally just nipping them up. Just a little nip up, and that should be plenty to hold it. I'm going to clean up under here a little bit first before we do any more. There we are, much better. Nice and clean. At least I'll be able to see now if there's any oil coming from anywhere else. One thing I did do while I had the gearbox off, it's probably worth showing, you can't really see, but this subframe here, that had to be removed when the gearbox was taken off. So what I did while that was off is I got rid of any rust that was on it, and I painted it in red oxide and then gave it a coat of black just to cover it up. So this should be nice and rust proof now. Worth doing if you ever have to take the gearbox out or change the clutch, same thing. Right, that's all done under there. Let's go to the top of the engine. That cap there, that's the oil filter. We need to take that cover off. 32mm socket. So we'll just whip that off now and then we can change the oil filter. I think I'm going to need 2 hands to do this. Right, there we are. They just clip in. That should just pull out. There, that's the old filter. New filter. I've got a Bosch one. No particular reason for it. Right, we need this for the cap. There's the filter. That just clips in. There we are, new filter in. Whilst we're here, we change this little rubber seal. So we'll take the old one out, new one in, then we screw that back down again. Make sure before you screw it back down, that new rubber we put on, you just give it a quick wipe round with oil just to lubricate it before you put that cap on. Right, here we go, 5.8 litres of oil. Let's see if I can get it in without throwing it everywhere. What I'll do is I'll just put 5 litres in first and then check the dipstick. Right, there we are, all nice and full. As usual, I threw it all over the engine. I topped it up with that just to add the extra bit on. Now it's really raining, which is really good fun. Right, before I finish, I've got some of this Wynns supercharge oil treatment. I've used this before in the past. This is really good for when you start getting a bit higher miles on your engine. What happened is when the head went on this, it really overheated. I think it's damaged one of the rings, because now and again when I'm pulling off, I'm getting little puffs of back smoke. Hopefully this will calm it down a little bit. It's not that bad, but I just like to calm it down a little bit. So we'll put some of this in. This is great stuff, this. So to do that, we've got to warm the engine up. So I'm going to drop it off everything, drop it back on the floor, and then we'll start the engine up and warm it up on the new oil. Right, I'll just give that a minute to warm up. Right, nice warm engine, so we'll get that in. Always kind of looks a bit wrong when you're doing it as well. It looks like treacle. It's disgusting. To me, it always looks like you're putting something in your engine you're not really supposed to. But I have used this before, and it is good. Right, there you are. It's all in. I'm going to put that cap on again. I'm going to run the engine up and get it nice and warm again. Right, that's it. So that's how you repair a sump plug. Not a lot to it really. It's just tapping it out. Right, I was going to do that door lock today as well, but because it's raining and I'm all wet now, I can't be bothered. We'll do that another day. I've got some jobs similar to this to do on the MR2 as well, so I'll be doing that again soon. We'll get some jobs done on that and get some videos done on the MR2. We'll get some more done on this as well. So if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, of course. I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.